a funny thing with the internet. Like, people really take it seriously.
Absolutely.
Like, as if I walk around in my underwear, which obviously I don't, but people assume that. I started tattooing when I was 24, but I didn't really take it seriously. Like, I went in with like some heavy arrogance because I was doing the modeling that I was doing. People just wanted to be tattooed, so I was fully booked constantly with no skill. He just overdosed on fentanyl in the studio. Had a full fit, started foaming at the mouth. It just insane, and that wasn't uncommon. My life just ended at that point, and I had to just accept that there was absolutely nothing I could do other than just make it better. But I stopped tattooing for a long time because I was just so angry about it all. And I was like, well, what's the point? Like, I have no clients in England. Yeah. So I took a couple of years off. Oh my God, that is so nice.
Yeah. Who knew you were such a tattoo nerd? Like me. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Alex Lloyd and this is the 21st Century Tattoo. Ellis.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for coming down.
Oh, my pleasure.
We have been trying to get this in the diary for a little while now.
I think it's been like a year maybe.
Yeah. It's just not quite worked. I mean, you're flat out, I'm busy, and but we're there.
I think we've also tried to do it in like 3 different places. And still not done it. I know, it's good. Well, it's good that we can do it here as well. So thank you for kind of coming down. Oh, my pleasure.
Checking out the space.
It's so nice in here.
Thank you. So talk to me then a little bit about kind of how you're splitting your time. You're kind of originally from Newcastle.
Yeah.
Work a bit up there, a bit down here. How's it all going?
So I do like 2 weeks London, 2 weeks Newcastle, which is nice, but it's rough.
All the travelling.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drive and I used to really like that, but I don't have parking anymore. Like, I used to stay at my friend's and she had parking, and parking in London is not it.
I know, it's a nightmare.
So I just get the train.
We've literally just moved, and I think originally because we moved the shop, but we had to move house as well, and I was determined we were going to drive, park, whatever. It's never going to happen, especially around here.
Where did you move from?
So we were living out towards like Gatwick way.
Oh.
Miles away, but it was closer to where we used to work, and now we're out in Essex, like, do you know what I mean?
So you live in Essex?
Handier.
Oh.
Way handier.
Can you do the accent?
Can I have no chance. I'm not even going to attempt it. It's jokes. Little question for you. I would love to know, tell me something about yourself that you maybe wish everyone knew about you.
Oh. Oh my God. That I wish everybody knew.
Something about you that maybe people just don't know and should.
Oh, that's really hard. People don't know and they should. Maybe that I'm just nice. I feel like people assume I'm not very nice, or like, for lack of a better term, like a bitch maybe, just from social media. So I think when people meet me, they're like, oh, actually, you're quite nice.
I can vouch for that. You are quite nice. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? How like social media, man. I mean, like, it can give such a false impression for sure.
Oh my God, absolutely.
And obviously, when you're heavily tattooed and you've got a lot of visible tattoos, I think people, again, the perception, maybe, do you know what I mean, of people, it can. Yeah. Do you tend to find that? I mean, in day-to-day life?
I've sort of made a rod for my own back in terms of being a model before, and then still dappling in that as well as tattooing. Like, when I first started tattooing, everybody told me, they were like, pick a lane. You can't be half naked on the internet and tattoo people and expect to be treated the way you feel like you deserve. And like, for the most part, they were right. But yeah, I'm trying.
I feel like maybe you're walking that line.
Yeah, I feel like, do you know what? People come and get tattooed by me even now, and they're like, oh, you're wearing clothes. And I'm like, yes, really? I am. But yeah, I think that's like a funny thing with the internet. Like, people really take it seriously.
Absolutely.
Like, as if I walk around in my underwear, which obviously I don't, but people assume that. So I'm trying to be much more grown up on the internet now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's good that, but like, why not? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And you are like a true creative and an artist in your own right, you know, like people might look at you and think, oh, she was a model, you know, she's just trying to do tattooing. But you know what I mean? You've proven there with your work, you know, that you're good at what you do.
Right.
Talk to me about like, painting. You do a lot of stuff. We were talking a little bit before we started recording about writing as well. Obviously very creative. Yeah. What are you kind of focusing on at the minute?
So in terms of tattooing, I'm trying to like move away from the tiny tattoos. Not because like I don't enjoy it, because I do, but I just, there's only so many times you can like create a really tiny portrait and get the same like fulfillment from it. Yeah. So in terms of tattoos, I'm really trying to do bigger things made up of that small single needle style. Yeah.
As in like patchwork compositions or like just larger scale?
Just larger scale.
Sick.
Yeah. Like back pieces, sleeves, leg sleeves. So that is where I'm navigating towards. Yeah. And like for a long time when I was tattooing, I would be like, okay, this is the size, but we can go smaller if you want to. And now I'm like, we can go bigger. Like, I do not want to do a 50p face anymore. But I paint sometimes. It's just finding the time. It's so difficult to tattoo all day, get home, tidy your house, walk your dog, and then try and do something else creative.
Absolutely. I'm fully creatively burnt out at that end.
Me too.
And then obviously throwing being self-employed and trying to run any sort of business on top is, I mean, I haven't got the time. I wish I did. I wish I could go back to doing more drawing and painting, all of that sort of stuff. Yeah.
If I'm going to do it, it's early morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then going to the gym and tattoo, it's just all so much.
Yeah. We'll talk a bit about that, and like, I think it's one of the recurring themes in these podcasts when I chat to these guests is like how on earth anyone can manage to strike a balance. But we'll get onto that. I guess let's pull it back to the beginning slightly and maybe kind of understand like what your background is and like where it all started for you.
Okay. So when I was 18, I started modeling, like doing FHM, Nuts, Zoo. For the young people watching this, they might not know what that is.
I got caught with a nuts mag in my school locker once.
Oh, I have so funny stories. So
I have to say, Miss Hicks, year 7, she caught me. In fact, no, I think I got dobbed in by the lads.
Was I on it? It's because I'm that old.
Maybe. I can't remember. Jokes. But
So funny. I studied media at school, and we used to look at all types of like magazines. And we used to look at Nuts magazine. Years later, like 5-6 years go by, and I get a call from like my old media teacher, and she's like, "We've got your magazine. We use it in the class." And I was like, "Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry." So that's how I started.
But how did I look in it?
But are you proud? Did you like it?
I love it.
So 18, started modeling, moved to London. Did that for a couple of years. Then I started tattooing when I was 24, I think. But I didn't really take it seriously. Like I went in with like some heavy arrogance because I was doing the modeling that I was doing. People just wanted to be tattooed, so I was fully booked constantly with no skill.
Okay.
So I was just
because of your following at the time.
Absolutely, yeah. Right. So I did not have the credentials to be doing the work that I was doing, but I was doing it anyway because it was just given to me. So I wasn't a very good tattooer for a really long time because I just didn't think I had to be. And then I've kind of had like years where I've stopped tattooing. I think maybe like 3 years in the middle, I just didn't tattoo at all and then come back to it.
So was that the, like, did you leave doing that modeling, or at least to that level, because you really wanted to be a tattoo artist, or how did you fall into that, like that role? So
I used to do tattoo conventions, and all of my friends were tattooers. And I was like, I would do things like sign calendars, magazines, and I would always hide off to see my friends who were tattooing. And eventually they were like, why don't you just try this? Like, it's not that hard. And I was like, okay. And then I did, and I just couldn't really do it all. So I was making more money from tattooing, so modeling just kind of got put by the side. But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I do still enjoy it, but it's just not as financially rewarding.
So we're talking like, what, 6 years, 7 years ago, something like that?
I've been tattooing. I've been saying like 5 years for the past 10 years. I don't know. I think like 8
that's
years.
my go-to. I mean, it is about
8 years now, maybe.
Fair. And what was it like? Because I feel, I mean, even I talk about this, even like in the last 5 years, the industry's massively flipped.
Oh my God, it has.
Did you find it difficult being a woman getting into the industry? Were you kind of self-taught? And how did you kind of like get to this point now? What were the kind of main challenges?
So I started teaching myself, and then I got an apprenticeship with this guy who I'm not going to name because it's not a good story. And we were like traveling.
We'll have the story though.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
So we were traveling and we went to Nepal, and it was just weird. It was awful. I caught him like sneaky taking pictures of me changing. And I was just heartbroken because I was like, oh man, like I thought I was going to get what I needed. And then the earthquake hit in Nepal, and I was like having this crisis where like physically the world was falling down, and like metaphorically my career was like falling apart.
Yeah.
That's how it felt because he like betrayed me. And then I started speaking to this guy who he was like, it's all going to be fine. Come meet me in, I think I met him in Rome. He's like, you can come apprentice under me for a couple of weeks. Like, we'll fix this. And then that was how I learned. He taught me.
Nice. And he was way more genuine.
Yes, he was.
Good.
But I also have the first guy, I seen him years later in LA, maybe 5 years. And he was like, hey, I'm really sorry. And I was like, we all do bad things. And he goes, oh, well, we really wanted to tattoo last time. Like, let's do the tattoo. So me being very dumb, I was like, okay, let's do it. So we started this full front piece. And like halfway through, he goes, so should we fuck? And I was like,
what?
Bro, what? And I was just caught twice by the set. Like,
oh shit!
Yeah.
What do you even do in that situation? No one's actually asked me that while I was.
it was awful. Like, but I kind of should have known better. So if anybody's watching this who has a creepy tattooer, like, just run a mile.
Yeah. I've spoken to. I mean, I think maybe a couple of episodes ago as well. I was chatting with Sophie Brown, and she said she's had creepy experiences
with artists.
Yeah, I think we are quite lucky as men, to be fair, because we definitely don't. I mean, I was the shop bitch for sure, but I didn't have to deal with anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is funny, but then you've also got this new like juxtapose where if a female client is inappropriate with you, you have to be so careful. I can just tell a guy to fuck off and get out of the shop. Whereas men have this weird space where like you have to be so careful.
Yeah. Like
much more careful than we do in that situation.
I feel like it's quite good that you recognise that though. That is good because it's true. Yeah, we do have to be careful. There was a
shop I used to work in. One of the guys, like a girl was just being so inappropriate and it made him so uncomfortable. And he couldn't react the way that I would, which would just be get the fuck out of this shop, like pay me and get out. He just had to like suffer it because if he was aggressive or even if he was like, stop, you never know. Like you just don't know how someone's going to react. It's scary space out there.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a mad one. We could go into so much depth for that.
Yeah.
Just want to talk to you quickly about some of the newer cartridges in the Ghost cartridge range. These are the blackout carts. First of all, let's talk about the packaging. I mean, super slimline, matte black, absolutely love them. These obviously are some of the larger configurations that you can get hold of in the industry. And they come in a curved mags and also in the round shaders as well. Their newer edition is the 111 round shader. What would you say is like, pulling it back to tattooing, what's most, or really just in kind of creating, whether that's writing or painting, like what would you say is like most important to you and what are you trying to achieve with that work?
I mean, tattooing has like a massive, like it is my whole life essentially, but it does, I feel like it comes in like waves of, I really love this job to like, what am I doing? Like I cannot do another tattoo.
Why is that, do you think? It's just part of being a creative?
Yeah, I think so. And I just think like me personally, I have like just like a social clock where once it's run out, it's out. And like tattooing is such a sociable job. And like as much as my clients are phenomenal and they're like just wonderful people, I think I get a lot of criers. Like a lot of my clients like open up emotionally and cry, and I just find that burns me out really fast. So tattooing is like my favorite avenue of creativity, but it's definitely a love-hate.
Yeah.
A love-hate relationship.
You do almost become like a bit of a therapist as well.
Yeah, you do.
But then I think when I'm on the receiving end as well, maybe it's the same. Like, I kind of probably get that, like some level of therapy, I don't know, some weird therapy from tattooing.
But like it is such a vulnerable experience because like sometimes you, depending on where you're getting tattooed, like you're not in a lot of clothes or like you're in pain, someone's inflicting pain. Like it is just such a vulnerable space that like it automatically makes you like crack you open.
Yeah. And there's so much trust you're placing in your artist as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have started, a couple of years ago, I started doing a thing where I'll sit with my client and like kind of interview them and if I don't feel like we have a connection, I just give them the deposit back.
Okay. Do you vet everyone first?
Yeah, you have to. Or at least like I found you have to.
Because that's good. I mean, it's your time and your space, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, and I just think like if I'm gonna like I don't know, if I tattoo someone and then I feel like we have conflicting views on something, my tattoo is going to be on that person forever, and I have tattoos on my body from people who I don't like, and it makes me see the tattoo differently.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So I'd rather we just both have a good experience and both get what we need. Yeah. And if I can say, hey, this person might be better, then I will. Yeah.
It's good. And do you know what? I really agree. I think that's a really good way of looking at it. And I actually really like what you said about it. It is quite a sociable job. Yeah. Although I think there's quite a few artists getting into the industry now that are maybe doing it for the wrong reasons. And they almost like, I don't see them talk to their clients.
What do you mean the wrong reasons?
Well, I don't know. Like,
oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's like, I want to create an experience with my client for sure. And like, I don't think like to just sit there and not talk to the client all day. It is weird. It would
make me uncomfortable if I was the one being tattooed and my client, and my artist didn't speak to me. I'd feel really.
I know it's very difficult because you can never know who wants to be spoken to and who doesn't, and
you can kind of get the vibe.
But I wouldn't put headphones on or anything and just that's not for me at all.
No sense.
Yeah, let's talk about like tattooing all over the place. You've obviously done conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
Where's the maddest place you've tattooed? You've done conventions, you do a lot of like guest spots and stuff?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like in terms of?
Just like have you done any tattooing in like weird spaces? Or?
No. How boring. No. I would really like to. Every time I go on holiday, I say to my friends, I'm like, I'll take my machine and we'll like go to the top of a mountain. And they're like, no. Like it's boring.
Yeah, it would be cool to do it because you can. It's like, especially now with like wireless stuff.
I seen a video on Instagram the other day, and it was a guy, and he was just tattooing on an airplane. I was like,
sick. I want to do that for sure.
Yeah, but no, unfortunately, I
saw that you'd done a bit of tattooing in a hotel as well recently.
The Savoy.
Yeah. Well, not many people have done that.
Yeah.
So
I do like tattooing in hotels.
How did that come about?
So I have known Carla for years and years and years, and she was in London and she wanted to get tattooed, but she just wasn't that comfortable with the tattoo shop. Okay. So I was like, I'll bring one to you. So we just did that. And also, if it was like a Premier Inn or like not a very aesthetic hotel, I maybe wouldn't have. But the view and everything, I was like,
it looked cool. Looked really good.
This is nice.
Yeah. How did the piece go?
It was really nice. Yeah. It was fun. She sat beautifully.
It's sick. I'd love to do something like that. I think it's really cool.
It was fun.
Yeah. Nice to kind of switch it up, you know?
Yeah.
Here's a good one for you.
Oh, okay.
I like dropping these on you. It's so good. You look so...
Okay.
Right. What job would you be terrible at?
Oh, so many. I would be really bad at any like any sales job. Not for me. I was a waitress once for one day and I got fired because I was like walking with the tray and I had a full like bottle of Budweiser and just dropped it on someone. I just poured it on him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be good at that. Mm-hmm. What about you?
What would I be terrible at? Oh my God. Anything I don't enjoy.
Okay.
That's the only way I only just focus my energy on stuff that like interests me, I guess. Mm-hmm. I do try and like, I feel like I pick stuff up quite quick.
Okay.
I'm shit at golf.
Oh, okay.
That's be something. I mean, I enjoy sales. I used to quite like working in retail and bits and pieces like that.
I've never had like a regular job.
But if we were talking about jobs, anything that's not creative.
Okay.
Like, I spoke to you a bit earlier, I was working in the NHS.
Yeah.
And that was so uncreative that it was just like killing my...
What job do you think you'd be good at?
What would I be good at?
Like, aside from tattooing?
I mean, I love anything to do with music, for sure. So like collecting records, DJ. I used to play drums, but nothing now.
My dad once told me, Ellis, you can date any musician, but never a drummer.
Why is that? It can't be trusted.
It can't be trusted.
I had a bassist in yesterday, actually. It was jokes. We were having a chat. Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Bassists are just, they're worse.
Yeah, or I'm into cars. So I've always said it'd be a DJ or it'd be an F1 driver.
Oh my God. Aim high.
I'm going to aim high. Do you know what I mean? We've got to go.
Oh, if we're doing that.
We've got to go.
I don't know. What would I be? I'd be a Formula One driver too then. Okay. Although I can't. Oh my gosh. So.
In fact, that's actually really good because the previous guest question.
Oh.
Which I'm going to give you now.
Okay.
While we're on the topic was.
If you weren't tattooing, what is something that you would do instead of? What's something that you're passionate about that really drives you?
So there it is.
Oh, yeah. What would I be? Yeah, I'd be a Formula One driver. Probably not very good. Not in a high rank. My boyfriend and I just went on holiday and we hired a car. So I was driving. And, within about 3 minutes, we had a flat tire because I just went in a ditch.
Oh, shit.
So maybe...
Well, like a pothole?
Yeah. But we pulled out of the... Also, it was crazy. I didn't even show them a driving license. They just gave me a car.
What did you have?
What do you mean, what car?
Yeah.
Like a Fiat 500.
Oh, nice.
And it just...
Straight down a ditch. So what the hell are you meant to do there? What did you do? Call them up and go, really sorry about this.
Do you know what's funny? We were following like the guy whose Airbnb it was back to the place. So I'm like in the car like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't believe I've done this. My boyfriend's like, no. We get out of the car. He goes, you gave us a car with a flat tire. I'm like, thank you for your support.
Did it work?
No.
No.
He was like, I just watched her.
Why are all the alloys curved? And
yeah, I just watched her go down a pothole. It's like, no.
Oh, shit.
Funny.
Dude, oh, man.
So maybe I wouldn't be a driver.
That's not the one. We've got a car on hire, so I'm going away in a couple of weeks, so hopefully that's...
But I drove on the other side of the road, but like, it is feral in Greece. The roads are like this wide.
Yeah.
It was scary.
All just tracks
like,
and stuff.
Praying for my life.
They drive on the wrong side of the road, roundabouts. What's going on there?
It was awful. It was just chaos.
Yeah.
There's no rules there.
Mm. Yeah. No I mean, I've never been to Greece, fortunately, but I know a few. Yeah. Who knows? What's something worth spending money on to get the best out of it?
Well, tattoos, obviously. I don't know. Things that are going to last a long time. I definitely think tattoos are important. I don't think people really understand the concept that it is there forever. Like, you will easily spend £1,000 on a handbag, but not on a tattoo. Like, make it make sense. But my dad used to say to me growing up, he was always like, if you can't afford to buy it twice, you definitely can't buy it once.
I like that. Buy cheap, buy twice. It's very true. Absolutely. There's definitely some things that you cannot compromise on.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll travel for it, for sure. It's so important.
Botox also.
Yeah.
Don't go cheap.
We live in a weird society nowadays where like people spend their money on the weirdest shit for clout. And it's like...
That I don't understand.
No. I get it. Like, if you're abroad and you want to get like a cheap shit tattoo, or like a mate doing stick and poke, then that's different. But like, I wouldn't go middle of the road, really. It's not worth it.
No. And do you get people like haggling with you?
No, not now. Used to.
Yeah, okay.
All the time.
Yeah. People love to do that.
Yeah. Do you tend to find that happens?
Not really anymore, but there was like a moment in time where people would do that. And I'd be like, no, you don't go to a restaurant and then go, actually, I'll give you this.
And I guess it's true, you know, and then when you're looking at, like when we were setting this place up and stuff, and you'll speak to a carpenter or you speak to whoever's doing the signage and stuff, like the price is the price. I've got like a nice like block message now that I send to people, you know.
Oh, do you? Good for you.
It's like, it has to be that. And you have to protect your standard. Like I always say this, it's so important.
But I wonder why people don't want to spend money on tattoos. I don't get it.
No, because it's seen as a luxury, and if they know they can get, who knows?
Yeah, who bloody knows? Do you pay for your tattoos?
Do I pay for them?
Yeah.
Occasionally, but like there's so many talented people I know now that
I know some people who've never paid for a tattoo.
Fucking hell.
I'm like, what? I wish I could do that.
Guess you can't take the skin with you, can you? So
yeah,
it's all. There's some that I've got and I maybe don't regret them, but like I obviously wish they'd been done a bit better.
Yeah.
What's your favourite on you and why? And maybe what's the worst one you've got?
Okay. Favorite is maybe this one, like under my jaw. My ex-boyfriend a couple of years ago, many years ago, he did it, and he tattooed this as well. And when we broke up, I used to look in the mirror and just be like, fuck these tattoos. And then he died, and now I'm like very grateful for them. Least favorite, probably my stomach, that the guy who wasn't great started, because it just holds that. I mean, it's a shit tattoo, but it does hold that horrible story as well. Do you have any you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, I've blasted over a couple of them.
I really want to blast over a couple.
I got a really shit one on my ribs at uni. That got blasted over. But I've got like I mean, it looks miles better now.
Does it?
But it's just solid black. I've got a few, dodgy ones. My left leg is a write-off.
Is it?
That's like when I was training and like practicing and messing about myself. Any apprentices I've had, they've had a go. I've done most of my right leg, which is okay. It still needs finishing though. I can't, you know what it's like, busy.
Oh,
and
I can't
I can't bring the time, like bring myself to have the time to like put dots in for like 6 hours.
Yeah, oh my God, I know. I've been doing my back piece since like 2017 and I'm nowhere near finished.
Yeah, still got like the kidneys on the lower back.
It's just gross.
It's all just like mapped
I'm numb
out.
though.
You are?
I'm a number.
Yeah.
Especially my back. Like I don't want to feel it.
I feel like most artists get to that point.
Yeah, I paid my dues now. Come on,
yeah,
leave me alone.
Yeah. People that come in for a first tattoo and want to use numbing cream, and I'm like, please just get it without. You'll see that it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on numbing?
I mean, I think it's great. It serves a purpose, but I'd prefer if people didn't use it, unless they were really heavily tattooed, or unless it was like heavy black.
Yeah.
But I'd rather they didn't.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it can like change the texture.
Makes
of the
it a
skin.
bit like mushy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And also they then sit terribly once it's worn off, which it does wear off, and it's only a couple of hours.
Mind you, when I do my back, it's numb for like 7-8 hours.
What cream are you using?
So I use I don't know how, is it like TK, TX, is that what it is? So you have like a hot shower, you shave the area, and then when you're still hot, you cover the cream, like cover
the pores are open.
Yeah, and then just cling film 100 times, exactly 100.
And then you're like, exactly 100, can't be 99.
No.
And then you're sweating.
Yeah, and then...
While you're wrapped up in cling film.
Exactly.
Okay,
and then
nice.
I leave it. So if I work on my back, we usually start at 10. So I go to his house at 7 a.m. and he'll like put it on. I leave it for like 3.5 hours. And I swear I feel nothing.
For that long?
Yeah. And not until like I get home, have a shower. And then when you lay in bed and you're like, oh, shit, that really hurts.
Yeah.
But it really stays numb. People just aren't doing it.
I've tried to use it. Yeah. I mean, I've put it on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours with a bit of cling film. It's almost worn off.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Hot showers if you're listening.
Yeah, it really is, because your pores are open and it works.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. Pro tip.
Yeah. Have you got any top tips for anyone getting their first tattoo?
Be smart. choose the right person. That is the best advice. Like, and also be sure what you want, but also don't be too sure. Like, allow the artist to give you advice and be flexible, because if you don't know what the best thing is, because you're inexperienced. So if you just trust, but also some tattooers will take the piss with that, and like you'll go in looking for, like, I don't know, a Minnie Mouse and come out with a dinosaur. Like, just
I've heard some horror stories back in the old studio. Yeah, we had a girl come in who I think she was coming in for laser, but had like a back piece started, and the artist had basically just gone to town on her back, done completely the opposite to what she wanted. My God. I think she was saying that her mate was there, which I found weird, because if I noticed that it was going a bit weird, and
you would say something.
It was literally like floral, but she'd started to add like rats.
Okay.
You know, like actual rats into the piece.
Cute.
Strange. I can't remember the exact details, but it was pretty bad. Don't forget to head over to Instagram or YouTube, get in the comment section and let me know who you want to hear from in the next episode.
Do you think it's our duty as tattooers to discourage someone from a bad idea?
Absolutely.
Because when I lived in LA, I used to work in a tattoo shop, and you will have seen it, I think. This girl came in and she wanted Drake over her forehead, block letters. It was all over the internet when it happened. And they did it. The shop was just like, yeah, whatever. And they did it. No, they didn't go, you know, that's crazy. You think of the implications. Like, are you well? Like, is your mental health well?
Yeah.
It's
a difficult one, isn't it? Because then at the end of the day, it's their body. I mean, I will always say, you know, if I get someone coming in who's got no tattoos and then they want their hands doing or they want their neck doing, which is actually, I think, now becoming more of a thing because tattoos are becoming more acceptable. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I'll have the conversation with them. And this is obviously before I book them in, and just try and understand what their job is. If they're like really young, I would say no, absolutely. Yeah. If you're like 18 and you want to get your first tattoo on your neck, but like also it is their choice. And now you see like there's so many, especially with single needle, you can create these really, really fine, delicate pieces.
Yeah.
Where's that line, do you know what I mean, between allowing them to do that? If the concept is like so wildly removed from it that anything that's my style, like I will say no.
Yeah.
Flat out. Because your name's on the work, innit?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to do something that I think I'm not going to be able to produce the best result.
I agree, yeah.
Do you tend to find yourself doing that? And how do people come to you with ideas, or is it kind of like just do your thing? Do you have like designs available? Yeah,
so for the most part, people get it. They get what I do and they want that. And then once in a while, someone will message me and they're like, oh, hey, I want to start a sleeve. And they'll send me full black and grey, like Medusa, like Greece. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are you lost? Because this is not what we provide here. And they're like, no, but you're a tattoo, you know, you can do it. And I'm like, well,
yeah, maybe
go here instead. Crazy.
Would you try and like...
No.
That's it. That's the way to do it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're starting in it, I feel like you have to kind of say yes to everything. And I try and... maybe not as much now, but like I think it's important to try and be able to do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So. I think like especially with like one of the guests previously talking to Paul Terry about like taking little walk-in bangers, like I'll still do them now.
Yeah.
I mean if I've got a day off, like a bit of admin, but I'm around the studio and I'm free and someone comes in for a walk-in, like I'm happy to do that stuff. I enjoy doing it. I don't mind doing letters and numbers.
Yeah.
And little bits.
It's a good little brain exercise.
100%. I think it's great. I love doing anything fine detail, whatever it is.
As well, I always encourage artists to tattoo for free, not all the time, but once in a while, because I started doing it and it really the only reason you're doing this tattoo is for the love. That is it. You're gaining nothing out of it. Well, I mean, you're gaining the experience and you're getting to do something that you want to do, but it's it's not driven by money.
Yeah.
And I always have so much fun.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good for promotion as well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To bring people in. But yeah, I think it's important to do that for sure. It's very easy to get caught up, especially in London. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah.
What's your kind of main clientele? And like, do you kind of get a lot of like new clients? Is it all through Instagram? And
pretty much through Instagram, yeah. My clients used to be exclusively boys aged 21 to 27. Or everyone.
Yeah.
And now...
And then, can you sign my magazine?
I have some really some serious horror stories. But now it's just mainly girls, a few boys. Most of them are really nice. If they want to come back, they're nice. You know, if someone you can tell, like, if someone is coming and they get like a little banger tattoo and they want to shoot their shot.
Yeah.
But it's not as common anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And where are you? I guess what I'd like to know is like where like, I mean, do you notice much of a difference between tattooing back in Newcastle and down here? Obviously, I know you said you were living out in LA for a bit.
Yeah.
It's wildly different in the States, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the States, it was just crazy in another way. Like when I lived there, I tattooed a lot of like SoundCloud rappers. Like that was who I used to tattoo all the time. And that was just crazy because the amount of drugs that was being used and like just crazy, like having to deal with that, like someone overdosing was just,
was at the studio?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I tattooed, I'm not going to say names, but I tattooed quite a well-known rapper, and he just overdosed on fentanyl in the studio, had a full like fit, started foaming at the mouth. Just insane. And that wasn't uncommon.
How'd you deal with something like that?
You just, I don't know, your instincts sort of kick in. But like I remember this one guy, he came to and then just acted like nothing had happened. I was like, you just had a massive fit. Like, you need to go to the hospital. He's like, no, just finish the tattoo. I was like,
and they're doing that at the studio. Yeah. Is the studio aware of this stuff?
So I know
they've got a bit of a problem with it over there.
So the studio was on Melrose, and it was quite a popular studio, but everybody was doing it. Like, I remember this one guy coming in, and he was like, "Oh, can you get me XYZ before my appointment?" I was like, "No. Like, how could I?" He's like, "Oh, well, my other tattooer can do that." I'm like, this is a different world. Crazy.
Can you see yourself going back there? And
I got kicked out.
What?
I got kicked out.
What, of the country? Mm-hmm. By doing what?
I can't tell you. I'll tell you off camera.
So you're not allowed to go back?
No, sir. I got in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one day. My lawyer is like confident that potentially one day I'll go back, but I'm not. I sort of feel like that part of my life's over.
Yeah.
Like when it happened, I come back in 2018 and I was just heartbroken. I was like, this is my whole life. But I do think that LA chapter is closed.
Yeah. Well, onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
How did you pick yourself up then from that and feeling like that to then getting yourself back to where you are now?
Well, the unfortunate thing was I had no choice. Like, my life just ended at that point, and I had to just accept that there was absolutely nothing I could do other than just make it better. But I stopped tattooing for a long time because I was just so angry about it all. And I was like, well, what's the point? Like, I have no clients in England.
Yeah.
So I took a couple of years off. And then it wasn't until my ex, who taught me to tattoo, he passed away. And I remember just being like, oh my God, everything he taught me is just wasted. Like, his legacy in me needs to live on. Like, I can't be given all of this knowledge and waste it. And him dying was like, okay, back to work now. Pull yourself together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it took a while.
Yeah. Well, you're getting there. I mean, I've seen you, obviously you're doing a lot of tattooing. I know you're doing a little bit more like the colour stuff and all of that.
Yeah. I like to play with a little bit of colour.
Yeah. I've noticed you doing a bit more of that now. It looks really cool, especially like all the miniature bits.
Yeah.
like what's kind of like what's in store? Like what are you kind of planning? Do you have a vision for the next few years? Can you see yourself stopping tattooing, or is
like I said, I do want to focus on bigger, more like concept pieces. So that's like my goal, to just push that and like just try and build those up. Because in an ideal world, I would be doing like just working on back pieces or working on like big, not because. It is fun just doing like a little banger tattoo, like it is, but I love to be like, okay, when this is finished and it's a whole piece, it's going to be incredible. Like that gets me really excited. I started a back piece yesterday and I'm super excited about it. Yeah,
to get the client in again. And it ignites that kind of
it really does. Whereas
drive.
Like, yes, little portraits are fun, but they just come and go in the day. Whereas like a long project, it like keeps you excited.
Yeah. What are you most grateful for in life?
In terms of in general?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And maybe adding to that, like, do you feel as if like, do you feel you have managed to achieve what you wanted to achieve?
Oh, okay.
Two slightly different points. But.
Yeah. So I'm very grateful for a lot of people when I started tattooing gave me a hard time. And like, I am quite grateful for that because it built like a resilience. And I think it also, I'm grateful for the time I started tattooing because I come up when like the old school era was still, you know, like prevalent, and like you had to draw a rose 800 times and it has to be exactly right. I'm going to trash the tattoo studio and you have to clean it. And like that different mentality.
I remember drawing roses those times for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And then just trying to like.
Good now though. Because now I can just draw a rose like that.
Yeah, it is really good. It is. But then there's this new wave of tattooers who just go, I want to do this, and they can do that.
Yeah, I don't know whether like the new wave maybe understand how easy they've got it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I get it.
Yeah.
That must be really nice for them.
Yeah, innit? Yeah.
But that's not just like, they still work really hard. Like, of course they do. Of course, yeah. But like, it's just different.
Yeah, different vibe.
Yeah, what was your other part of the question?
Yeah, do you feel like you've managed to achieve what you set out to achieve?
In terms of tattooing?
Yeah,
like
I guess
life?
So. But like, I like to talk about life on the podcast.
No, I don't know. That is my biggest fear, to wake up one day and just be like, oh my God, I've been on the wrong path.
Yeah.
I have some things that I would like to achieve outside and inside of tattooing.
What is that, and what's on the bucket list for them?
So I am currently writing a book that has nothing to do with tattooing. So I would like to finish that when my brain allows it.
Can we know what it's about?
It's just based on something that happened in my life many years ago, but it's not me. It's just based on it. Okay. If that makes sense. And I really want to open like an art gallery space.
Sick. But
that is way in the future. And like obviously to do the marriage and the kids thing. And then hopefully once we've ticked all those off, I might go, okay, I can die.
Put my feet. I can die happy.
I can die with a smile on my face.
Yeah, that's sick. That's cool. I love the gallery thing. The curve mags that I've got at the moment, these are the 49 curve mag. They range from a 35 up to a 49. Now they come pre-sterilised with a safety membrane. You can grab these exclusively from Star with the code ATFCT10 for 10% off. Who's it like? Is there a piece of art, like one specific piece of art that you've maybe seen, or like one artist like that really stands out to you? Like, what is your?
There's this. I have a favorite painting, and it's by. It's very old. It's like a self-portrait of an artist called Madame Brut, and it's just amazing. She was like such a provocative artist back in the day. She used to paint herself, and men just thought it was crazy. She was like a devil, but she wasn't. She was just being a woman, and I think that is really cool. Yeah,
I know you've done a bit of like body painting and stuff. Seen some of that on socials.
Yeah.
It's an interesting medium for sure. How did you get into dabbling with that?
What do you mean?
Well, just kind of, doing a bit of body painting.
What do you mean by body painting?
Well, I don't know. I see you put paint on your body and then paint with it.
Yeah. I guess it's just like a form of expression. And it's really, I started a series recently and it's just like you can, so I like to paint the female form. I like to paint other things. And like if you use your body, it just gives you a shape and it's always going to be different and you can navigate from that, like the print. And it just does something in my brain that like gives me something.
Absolutely. I'm all for because
it's always different. Like you can never create the same painting twice, which is great.
Yeah.
Because sometimes my brain goes into like autopilot and I end up like everything looks similar.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot more, especially abstract stuff.
Do you paint?
I've been doing a little bit like, again, no time. But when I do, like I'll sit down and like, I used to do a lot of like fine art and like black and miniature portraiture, like, but it was always acrylic. I did a bit of oil painting, but like now I'm really into like abstract and surrealist sort of stuff. And I can really appreciate it. I think because it's so different for the sort of stuff that I make. Yeah. You know what I mean? Day to day.
Totally.
So I think it's cool. Like, I love that. I love anything like creative and any form of expression in that way. I think it's really cool.
I do love painting. I wish more people would do it because you really don't have to be good at it.
Yeah.
Like, you really don't. Some paintings I do, I'm like, oh, that is so terribly bad. But I had a blast doing it. Yeah. And like I managed to switch off. Or
I'd love one day to like have like a space, like a studio that I could just like, spend time in and be able to.
And then go mad and cut your ear off.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Blood up the wall, throw it on the... Weird.
It's so weird.
Sick. Well, I mean, there's literally, I could go on. There's so much stuff I want to ask you.
Okay.
I think we'll tie it up in a minute. We've also got a bit of a drawing challenge to do. So we'll get onto that.
Okay.
But one thing I always like to try and touch on is like tattoo equipment, because there's a lot of artists watch this and would love to know like what you use and how you use that stuff to create the pieces that you do. I know you do a fair bit of single needle.
Yeah.
And you're sponsored by Butterlux.
Yeah.
Butterlux.
I am.
So yeah, what's your setup? What's your like go-to and brands and needles and stuff?
Okay, so I love Quadrin needles. Very nice. There's also a brand that I started working with called Inklaw, and they do crazy needles. Like I did, they have like a 124 mag, I think, which is crazy.
Like a spade.
Yeah, it is this big. But they have these really cool needles. They have like these 3 mag little like double spaced. I don't even.
Well, like stipple mags.
Yeah, but it's like a double spaced mag with like 3 round lines. It's crazy. They're so cool.
Yeah, they
are great. They're fun. Butterlux, obviously. Their spray.
Special spray. Yeah. I think there's a lot of clients.
Yeah. I use it every time I tattoo myself. Yeah. I use that.
Yeah. I was down with Lewis at his warehouse and where they kind of manufacture the stuff. It's got a crazy setup.
Oh, has he? I've never been.
Yeah.
They are such a good brand.
Oh, man.
All their
if you're
products
Manchester,
are lovely.
You should definitely go and check them out. It's so cool. Really cool. They've smashed it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's sick. And machine?
Machine. I started using a Bishop shader. I absolutely love it. Game changer. I also use an inkjector. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the bigger one. But I find it a little inconsistent. But we do love it. Don't come for me. It is great.
Yeah.
Still love you. Sponsor me.
That's jokes. They what's the name of that inkjector?
I don't know. It looks really cool.
They've got a really unusual way of kind of
it's like this long. It's really nice, but
I use pens now. I've got an old Bishop Phantom.
Yeah. Have you ever used coils?
Yeah, so I learned
I want to go back.
Yeah, it's just a fucking headache.
When I first went, I went down kicking and screaming from coils to rotary. And when I started, I used to...
Really? Because most people welcomed it, I think, with open arms.
I was like... I don't know. I was just like dying on the hill. Like coils are life. And then
loyal to the coil.
Yeah, so loyal. And then I just got used to the inconsistency of like you twist it one way and like your clip cord would stop working. Like I just got used to it and I really enjoyed it. And then I went to rotaries and I was like, shit, this is better. But I do really like a coil. I want to try again.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just loud, isn't it?
It is loud, and it's just a whole setup. That's just what I can't be bothered with.
The needles.
Like, if I'm all for making your life as efficient.
Have you ever made a coil
as possible
back in your apprenticeship days?
No, I didn't.
No.
I've soldered needles.
Right. Yeah. Fun.
And obviously, like all of that scrubbing tips and grips and autoclaving and who's got time for that?
I wonder if like new tattooers know what an autoclave is.
No, everything's disposable now, isn't it?
Yeah, but I
like,
mean that's so great.
Yeah, and I'm with this shop. We're the same.
Yeah,
because
it's just easier.
You need to streamline things and just I want a nice, easy life.
Yeah. What machine do you use?
I love Bishop stuff.
Yeah, I'm recently on Bishop.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's the German motors in them. They'll all just run forever, and they're so consistent. And they hit they punch well. Like the Packer, I think is just like perfect. It's middle of the road.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not too.
I like the shader. I've tried.
Shader's amazing. Yeah, the shader's good. I guess for single needle as well. I like it because I'm just very purposeful, and I think I tend to run my lines in quite quickly. So having that extra punch.
Yeah.
Podcast sponsored by Ghost as well, and they very kindly gave me the Oben machine to try, which is really good.
Is it?
I definitely recommend.
Oh wow, okay.
Again, like an all-in-one pen.
Have you ever used any Dan Cuban machines?
No, I haven't.
No.
I haven't used it, but I've heard good things.
Yeah,
I need
really
to at some point. One of the guys here has one. A couple of the guests that have been in have used them.
Yeah, they are really nice.
Yeah, it's a bit like a hybrid, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like a kind of. I don't quite know how it works, like a hybrid coil rotary sort of.
But he does just do rotary too. They're really nice. Yeah. What ink do you use?
I'm dynamic.
Yeah, same. Do you use a grey wash or do you dilute?
I do use a grey wash, and I use the same grey wash that I used when I learned, which was Kurosumi.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Sick. Japanese shading
so
ink.
Good. They're black ink too.
Yeah, I've not used the black.
It is very nice.
But it's like, and not many people use it or even know about it. But the way, the hue of it when it heals in the skin.
It is really nice. It's great. For that.
And I feel like if I don't want to mess with something if it works. Do you know what I mean?
I used a grey wash and it was so nice. Is it Panther?
Panthera?
Is that yeah.
Pantera, yeah.
Yeah. That brand.
A band? Maybe that's
Pantera is a band.
Pantera is a band.
Not the band.
Not the band. Panthera, I think.
But is that what it is?
But maybe.
They have like a grey wash set, and then they have this one, and it's like the last one, and it's just like fills in all the gaps. So it's like a smoother. Oh my God, that is so nice.
Yeah. Who knew you were such a tattoo nerd? Like me. I love it. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, so there's certain things I mess about with, needles, like cartridges and machines, but there are some things that I won't change. And I love dynamic. The ink setup I will stay with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can dilute it how I need it and I know how it's going to heal in the skin. Yeah. Give or take, depending on the client.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's so
Although
important.
you shade with a single, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I don't do that.
My setup is single needle, 5 mag. They're my staples. Every single tattoo.
What brand of 5 mag? Quadrant?
Quadrant. Yeah.
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 Bug pin?
Mm-hmm. Or sometimes I'll add a 3. Sometimes I'll add an 11 mag. But like every single tattoo is a single and a 5. Oh,
nice.
What's your...
I'll line with a single.
Yeah.
But I'll never shade with it.
Oh, interesting.
Just because I don't... Even though I run the machine probably quite quick for stipple, so I can still get quite a smooth gradient. I do, because I don't like the real super purposeful dots.
No, I don't either.
I just don't. I think the single feels like it chews the skin up too much, so I will.
Yeah.
But depending on the setup and how you're using it, I mean, I like the feel of a super tight 3 and the stability of it rather than a 1. And Killer Ink cartridges,
they are really good.
They always hit. Like they're sharp. There's never any duds in the pack.
They are really
super happy
good.
with them. Magic Moon, big up Magic Moon. I've not had as much of a good experience with Quadrant, but
fair. I feel like they split the room. So many people.
Marmite.
are like, oh, I loved their like regular needles, hate their cartridges. Do you know what is really nice? They do this one needle and it's for semi-permanent makeup, and it's like a tiny little 3 mag. It is pointless, but I like it.
Yeah, that's it. I do want to try those.
They're hard to get. And they're pink, which is cute.
They're a lot of money.
Yeah,
as well.
like 70 quid.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. Everyone who's running them for their
I thought I'd bought them once, and I got these other needles, and it was the wildest thing. So it was like 3 needles stacked on top of each other in like a gradient, so long, mid, short. It's so confusing.
Oh, I've not seen them.
Yeah, I don't know what it's for. I haven't figured it out.
I'll have to try the ink claw ones as well, I think. Yeah. For sure. Black claw, they're really good.
Yeah, they are really good.
Yeah, nice. Do you think you'll ever kind of change your setup or your style now that you're starting to do more large scale bits? I'm
super keen to get my coils out.
Wind everyone up at the shop.
Oh my God, it would make everyone insane.
Yeah.
They're so loud. Especially like the ones I've got are like growl. They're gnarly. But
I've got a Mickey Sharp sat in the drawer, but it's just like a relic now. Just look at it. Just go, and that's it. I wouldn't use it.
I know. They're like, when I showed a girl who she's only ever used rosaries, and she was like, what is this? I'm like, well, this is from ancient times.
Yeah.
Way before.
Yeah. Oh man, it's jokes. Yeah, well, I'll have to get. I mean, there's no point though showing people how to necessarily use it, and I wouldn't have a clue where to start with tuning it. I'm not even going to begin to act like I know what I'm doing with tuning them.
Right? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know how to set one up, but I couldn't tune it.
I remember when I first started tattooing, I didn't know how to. I was a princess because my then boyfriend taught me, so he would be like, he would set my station up. Just like, you sit down, you do your tattoo, I'll clean up. And then when I actually got a job.
And you were the apprentice.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know. So then
that's a role reverse. I'm going to set the apprentice up.
Yeah.
And I'll pack you down.
Yeah.
And you put your feet up.
Yeah, it's exactly what he used to do. It was great. But then when I actually got a job at a studio, I didn't know how to set my machine up. I was like Googling how to set up a coil machine.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. I love it. Right, we have got, this is a good time probably for us to do the drawing challenge.
I can't.
Don't look too excited, will you?
I can't draw.
We've got a piece of A5 paper, you've got a Bic, you've got a HB, a 2B, and a 1/2 mil fine liner. I'm going to be hitting you with some 21 questions, just to really throw you off. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to draw comic book style bat. 3, 2, 1, go. Right, if you could travel to any point back in time, what year would you choose and why?
Any, ever.
Ever. Any point in time, what year would it be and why?
What year would it be and why?
These questions are really good at throwing people off.
I don't know. We'd go Roman times.
We'll go Rome. Oh my God, we've got really old.
Food was great.
Yeah.
I imagine other things were great.
But like no toothpaste.
Listen,
no.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll go Roman.
Where are you going?
Where would I go? I think I'd go like 40s, 50s.
Oh,
maybe.
Woodstock. We'd go Woodstock.
Vibes.
The first one, not the second one.
Love that. What are top 3 things on your bucket list?
Maybe climb like a really high mountain. I won't say Everest, but like a good one.
Climb Everest.
Aim high, guys.
Yeah.
Not Everest, but a good one. I don't know. Maybe have some kids.
You got a drawer as well.
Maybe have some kids. I don't know.
1 minute 40 left. Have some kids. Yeah, that's 2.
Yeah, 3rd on my bucket list. This is really bad. I don't know.
All right, we'll move on. What decision do you... Oh my God, these are so deep.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm ready.
What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery?
Not tell anybody.
Clever.
I'd probably probably just gone buy a really expensive car or like an old Ferrari or something. I don't know.
Is that what it would be?
Like a Spider, like a green.
A green Rari.
Yeah.
Old school, yeah?
Yeah.
What, like 60s?
No, I'd probably go like my birth year, like a 91.
Is that your 91, yeah?
Yeah.
I've always wanted a 1993 Porsche.
Have you?
I want a birthday Porsche.
I'll get you one.
I'll get you the Rari then.
Cheers.
Sounds good. 50 seconds left.
Okay.
If you could have any superpower, what would you choose and why?
It would be invisibility, I think.
Sorry, the dog's just...
It's all right.
Have you got your bone there, Oates?
You got it?
No.
I got it. There you go. You will.
There we are. They say never work with animals.
Well, or children.
So, sorry, what was that? What was your superpower?
Invisibility.
Invisibility. All right, what's your go-to karaoke song?
I've never done karaoke.
No.
But I feel like it would be Carrie Underwood, Before He Cheats. Because it is a banger.
I think I've heard it.
What?
Who's Carrie Underwood?
She's like a country singer.
Okay.
It's a good song. You have to listen.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I've just won this whole contest.
3 seconds left. I'll give you the question quick.
Okay.
What would you title this chapter of your life?
What the fuck is going on?
Love it. How did we do? Did it come out looking like a bat?
No. I don't want to show.
Let's see.
No.
Go on. Sick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Want to get it tattooed?
I would have that.
I gave him
almost like a
cross-eyes.
chest piece. A cross-eyed bat.
Yeah. He's cute. I'll sign it.
We'll sign it. Can you sign it and date it? That'd be amazing.
Yeah. What is the date?
It might be worth millions in a few years, you never know. The date today is the 24th of May. 24th or 5th.
Okay.
Love that.
I just almost signed for the year 03. Wow.
2003.
2003.
Living the dream.
What were you doing in 2003?
I think we got through about 5 questions there in 3 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good going.
Pretty good.
Thank you so much for being a part of it. It's been great.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes, I've really enjoyed it. Have you got a question that you'd like to leave for the next guest?
Okay. What has been the most pivotal moment in your tattoo career?
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
I wouldn't know how to answer that, so.
No, I like these deep questions. I know I put people on the spot. I had Killer around in like the other day, and like they were asking me these sorts of style questions. I was like, fuck, I literally ask people this. So
yeah,
it's a good one. Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, it's been cool.
Oh yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you for coming down.
Thanks to the dog for the cameo.
He did make a cameo at the end there. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the episode this week. Don't forget to head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave us a rating and a review as well on Spotify or podcasts, wherever you listen to them. Really helps the podcast grow. Massive thank you for all the support so far, all of the comments, and to our sponsor, Ghost Cartridges, for Season 2. I'm Alex Lloyd, and this is a 21st Century Tattoo. Right, your 3 minutes starts. That's a calculator.
Have you ever done that when you were like really drunk and got home?
Yeah.
And like thinking you're putting your alarm on and it's just your calculator? I obviously haven't.